Hey, what's up, guys? I made a video on this topic about 3 or 4 months ago, but I'm going to revisit it because last night I upped the dose of my HGH from like 2 IUs. Sometimes I do up to 3 to like 5 or 6, just at one time, like a bolus of it, you call it, in my subcutaneous tissue in my stomach, right before I went to bed. And the dreams last night were insane, and I remember them all. The thing is, like, normally I have dreams, I might remember them when I wake up, and then I forget them. And I do dream, but it's not like I have this amount of like awareness in the dreams. And like, it was lucid, and it was wild. Like, the dream content was, it was like a it was like a movie script, movie being played out. Okay. And so I'll get right into what dreams I had because it was kind of interesting. So one was, I was on this boat, and there was like a boat heist, like a cargo type of ship heist of like Mexican cartel types. Okay. And I had to navigate the ship without being hunted. And it was like the whole premise of the like movie that I was being literally in was like, they were out to, they realized that somebody was on the ship. It was kind of like a Mel Gibson, or not Mel Gibson, like a Die Hard situation, where he's in the building type of thing. They're trying to find him. It was kind of like that. It was really intense. Okay. That's the details of that dream that I want to mention. Like, but again, the vividness of it. And I believe like I even like woke up once and went back to sleep and was still in that dream. That's how crazy it was. The second one, which it was a dream, but it was also a physical sensation, was I felt the lower vertebrae in my spine during this dream vibrate. It was like it was being played like a xylophone, okay? Specifically the sacrum, which is the like below the lumbar vertebrae, okay? It's a big irregular shaped bone in the pelvis area. I felt that was just like vibrating. And I remember it was almost like I was in like a, what do we call it, a sleep paralysis, but it really wasn't because I was still in a dream, but I was aware of my body, if that makes sense. And my body was vibrating. Number two, and I could get in more details, but I just want to go over this because I'm going to get into the actual science, what I think is happening. That's the important thing. Third dream, it was in like a horror movie type of thing, and it was like this small town that was in on like kidnapping kids and making them into like a type of fucking lunch meat. Not even joking. It was really weird. This one would freak me the fuck out. Actually, it was like cannibalism, like turning kids like at the school that like they're getting kidnapped into like fucking yeah, some type of deli meat type of situation. And that was being, I don't know, it was whack. That dream was whack, and it was very vivid. It was fucked. So that's three. And again, I normally I don't remember dreams, but I remember all three of these while talking to you. And there's a reason why that I think HGH, especially when I up the dose, had this effect. I'm going to redo it tonight. So HGH is, first of all, secreted while you sleep. So there's a physiological relationship, best way I can explain it, between the endocrine system and the sleep-wake cycle, upon which HGH is an integral part. And what does HGH do is build tissues and do things, but as well it's from the brain, and it's from part of the brain, the hypothalamus pituitary axis, where there's that like that regulates everything. Like, it regulates so much. Okay, so it's not just like it regulates like bone and tissue growth, which is pretty fantastic and spectacular that it even does that, but it has effects on consciousness because it's fucking part of the brain. Okay, so and when specifically with sleep, it occurs during certain sleep stage, which is during slow wave sleep, known as deep sleep. And yeah, so as you know, HGH is crucial for tissue repair, muscle growth, metabolism, overall recovery, plays a role in physical growth during childhood. So, that's the specific time when of your development when it happens. But as well, it affects consciousness, specifically during the sleep stages, and REM sleep, REM being rapid eye movement sleep. So while HGH peaks during deep sleep, it indirectly influences REM sleep, the phase where dreaming is most intense. REM being rapid eye movement, like during this stage, if you're looking at somebody, like you see their eyes move, and that's when the dreaming happens. Like they've hooked up people to brainwave measurement machines and things, and they know what stage of sleep you're in based on the brain waves. Okay, so it'd be interesting to see if, like an experiment, taking a huge bolus of HGH and then going into these sleep stages, how it would change, how it would affect it, right? So users with synthetic HGH report altered sleep patterns, which lead to experiencing dreams differently with vividness and unusual content. Well, that's exactly what the fuck happened last night. I'm telling you, the whole night, it was just vivid dream after vivid dream. These are just ones I remember, but again, it was to the point where I was aware during the dream, so that would be vividness, and it was like where I had actual body sensations, like, you know, experiencing body vibrations during it. Really crazy. So HGH interacts with neurotransmitters in the brain, such as serotonin and dopamine, which are closely related to mood, sleep, and dreaming. By influencing these neurotransmitters, HGH may alter the emotional tone of the dreams, making them more vivid, emotional, or bizarre. Well, that makes sense. And I think, like, part of me is like, is that like healthy or is that unhealthy? I think it's healthy. I think it's like pushing consciousness to a new limit. It's like, it's almost like a psychedelic. It's like taking psychedelics while you're dreaming, like to make the dreams more psychedelic. That's the best way I can explain it. Isn't that wild? It's mind blowing. Now, a major neurotransmitter during sleep is GABA, and HGH may also impact GABA, involved in regulating neuroactivity in sleep cycles. Increased levels of GABA can promote deeper sleep, while glutamate might contribute to the intensity of a dream during the REM sleep. So, essentially, it's could affect GABA being neurotransmitters, part of the sleep-wake cycle. Sleep specifically having to do with things that impact the intensity, the emotional intensity of dreams. And there are medications that are known to do this. This is not something that's bogus in pharmacology, okay? One primary function of sleep, especially REM sleep, is memory consolidation, where the brain processes and stores memories from the day. HGH is known to play a role in this process and promotes neural growth. Interesting. The enhancement of memory consolidation by HGH could lead to more detailed and complex dreams. The brain is more active in integrating daily experiences into dream narratives. What I interpret from that is that the fact that there's a more of a memory component, which is exactly what I stated originally, which is I'm able to like distinctly remember each dream, where before I was not normally able to do that. Like, I might remember right when I first wake up, but then throughout the day, like, oh yeah, I had a weird dream last night, but I can't remember it. Well, right now I can remember it distinctly, every one of them. HGH influence on emotional regulation through its interaction with the limbic system, which governs emotion, may affect the emotional intensity of the dreams. That's why, like, I'm literally on a fucking cargo ship fighting off cartel members and other dreams where there's like some morbid ass shit going down. You know, that's the emotional intensity of the dreams. So HGH could amplify this, essentially. HGH, lucid dreaming, and altered dream states, increased awareness during dreams. Some users of HGH report experiencing lucid dreams where the dreamer is aware that they're dreaming and will control the dream. This is what I was aware when I had that sacral vibration. I'm like, I'm aware right now. Okay, my body's vibrating. It's weird. I know what's happening right now. And I think even within that dream, I realized that it was probably the HGH doing it. That's how aware I was. Okay? It's like, okay, yeah, it's probably due to the fucking HGH I took. Like, I just remembered that that's what I was actually processing at the time. This could be due to the HGH enhancing cognitive functions during sleep, leading to increased self-awareness and the ability to recognize dream states. Well, ability to recognize is the key there. Altered dream perception, higher frequency of hypnagogic between wakefulness and sleep. So there's like an in-between stage, which I think that's what it was. I was like in this in-between sleep and wake stage where hallucinations could be perceived as intense, surreal dream experiences. Well, you know, it was like a tactical hallucination. Like I was experiencing something in my lower back going vibrating. Like it was like producing. It was almost like it was vibrating to the point where it was producing a tone, like a sound tone. That's how crazy it was. Well, HGH can potentially overstimulate the brain, causing more intense or chaotic dream experiences, sometimes bordering nightmarish. Yeah, like fucking, man, the last one I was telling you about was so wild. Overstimulation might disrupt the natural balance of neurotransmitters and hormones, causing dreams to be more erratic and less restful. Well, HGH improves sleep quality. It could cause disturbances in others, leading to fragmented sleep and consequently more awakened periods during REM. So, but this causes more of a recollection of those vivid dreams, and I think that's the thesis of it all. Of this, whatever exactly what I'm saying is, they're vivid, but I'm recalling them. It's like there's a conscious element in there. And again, I did like almost a half a vial last night, just for an experiment. I will again tonight, compared to like sixth of a vial I was doing, or fifth to sixth of a vial I was doing for. Okay, so yeah, and I believe the source this HGH source I actually got a new one. Is actually legit. Like they showed the purity levels of it, which was at like 97.5%, I believe. They're like, you can pay an extra $30 for purity that's 98.6%. I'm like, well, whatever. It's only a 1% difference. Like, fuck, I'll take the cheaper one. But regardless, it's still 90 something percent. So, you know, I talked about, first of all, my experiences, which is valid. Like, it's part of this experiment I'm doing, which is like, you know, subjective, experiential thing. Like, dreams are the most experiential thing, like personal thing, like, because you can't measure them. I can't measure my dream and detail that to you. Maybe you can when you have like a EEG and it's measuring brainwaves, but regardless, it's like I can't show you that, right? I can only explain that, so that's subjective. But the thing is, though, objectively, I'm also providing evidence here that through neurotransmitters, specifically neurotranslators that are involved in sleep-wake cycle and hormones such as HGH, in the parts of the brain of HGH, because we're not dealing with gonadal systems per se, right? Like normal steroids, we're dealing with things that are related in the brain. The brain that regulates the whole body, right? The hypothalamus system. So, I think it's more advanced than even most people even realize. What are your experiences? Is anybody who's taken HGH here, or specifically at high doses, do you have experiences and things that I'm talking about? What are your thoughts on what I'm talking about? Is there validity to what I'm saying, or is it kind of bogus? Leave in the comments section below. Any questions, comments? Always welcome that. So please. I'm just going to leave it with that. You know, it was beyond wild, the dreams I had last night. As soon as I woke up today and I was making coffee, I'm like, oh, I gotta make a fucking video on this. Like, that was fucked. So here I have made this video, and I'll leave it there, guys. Peace.